The middle class is saying, we've had it. We've had enough. You're not protecting us. You're not caring about our communities. And the media, same thing over there. You think that Fox or MSNBC care about you? They don't. I mean, they really don't. They care about making money. They care about ratings. And they care about keeping the status quo enough so that they don't tick off anyone that badly in Washington, D.C. I mean, I think about my former colleague, Tucker Carlson, who went through something quite similar, frankly, just at a later date to what I went through. I had the 8 o'clock show opposite him on Fox and, said some things that I stand by the way, regarding the insanity of shutting down an entire country, an entire economy to protect people that did need protection from COVID. But you know what? You can't turn it into CNN's airplane crash crisis 24/7. You do have to be an adult about it and recognize that some people will be vulnerable and other people not. And then you live accordingly, right? And instead, what happened? Oh, in New York, you had the governor of New York, Cuomo, sending people with COVID into nursing homes, thereby infecting the people that they needed to keep safe, all while locking down everything, right? I mean, come on. It's unbelievable. Anyway, I said all that and now I'm here, which is way better. I guarantee you any day of the week, because independent journalism, in my estimation, really and truly is what the future is about. It's it's what we need to be. I think any journalist that's decent has gotten to the point where you don't want to work for the networks because you realize, oh, you know what, they've got sponsors that are, it's more influential with content than the journalists themselves. Or when you think about, and again, it's at both networks. When you think about MSNBC, I mean, they get away with a little bit more because everyone is fine for some reason with that. But the Fox journalists have to be really careful. I also think that Fox was very interested in having Nikki Haley there and also interested in having Ron DeSantis there because this is probably who the Murdochs wanted in because, you can control those people. You can't really control Trump. I mean, you can't. They tried. You cannot control Donald Trump. And what you see is what you get. He often speaks in some ways too honestly, frankly, with the media, and it gets him in trouble. And so they didn't want somebody like that. They wanted sort of the predictable person that you could control and that would be sort of on the puppet strings, because that's what we've always had. And I think the people have said, okay, that hasn't really worked. Joe Biden's on the puppet strings. He's on some strings, right? He's on something. He's only allowed to talk to this reporter or that reporter. He says everybody's going to get mad at him if he dares to jump out of line. And so all of this contributes to an environment where I really feel like your everyday folks are not being heard. And to what Mad Max is saying, you know what? They're getting away with this. They're getting away with this over and over and over again. It's one of the reasons why I created, I'm really proud, I'm going to put the name up here, 76 Research, my brand new company. I've been working on it for quite some time with a longtime friend who comes from Wall Street. I mean, he managed billions of dollars, and he was frustrated because he's like, okay, the Wall Street institutions have their bias. I'm frustrated because I'm like, the media institutions have their bias. And who's looking at the government institutions have their bias? Who's looking out for everyday investors? No one. Because I've worked at all the big financial networks. I'll tell you, when the market's on fire, they're never going to put a bear on TV. And when the markets are way down, they're never going to put a bull, because it's all about ratings in the here and now. They're not helping you look forward towards the future. Government cares only about politics, right? So they just want their crowd in there at all times. And then you get over to the Wall Street institutions, and they're so terrified of government, and they're so terrified of the PC police that they're suddenly saying, okay, we need DEI everything. And they don't care about profits anymore. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so this is why I started 76 Research. You can go over there and get your free guide to independent investing. I encourage you to do it. A lot of really valuable information there. Very, very valuable. I want to show you what's going on right now at CNN and what's going on at MSNBC. And one of the comments that one of the lawmakers made today, because what they're doing right now is doubling down on this good versus evil thing in a very eerie way. A lot of pressure on Lara Trump right now to save the country, shall we say, and get this voting system better situated so that I think Republicans have a better chance.